matches today. So again, buckle your seatbelt. It's going to be action-packed. We're going to see a lot of awesome highlights throughout the day. And again, thank you for tuning in. Join the conversation. Use the hashtag RLCS on Twitter. We would love to hear what you have to say. But it's time to kick off the day with Method versus Excel. Your first match to decide who's going to get that first spot, or should I say that third spot into league play to join Envy and Flipside in the European region. With the commentary of this first match, it's going to be Wave Punk and Vinyl Carpet. Take it away, guys.
Welcome to the European region, folks. North America was quite exciting. Ended the day with an emotional upset. I thought about saying that one yesterday, and then I was like, nah, I had too many yesterday. I'll save it for tomorrow. We'll find time.
At least you have a too many threshold.
It was too many. I was like, they all were in that last match, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm glad to know that you have a threshold.
There's definitely a threshold of like no more than like 3 per match.
So I can only suffer so much in a day.
Yeah. I have to extend the torture out over the time, you know?
I mean, I'm just glad I've never actually had to sit next to both you and Gibbs at the same time, because then I might as well just walk off set.
Make that happen sometime. If that happens on overtime sometime, we're just gonna be like, I'm just gonna make a pact with Gibbs about like, all right, this is Pun City. Let's see how much we can get it going.
No
Method
world with this. Okay.
versus Excel. This is the number 3 seed versus the number 6 seed for a nice tight competition, and only one game has been dropped up until this point. Excel lost a game in their last match, but other than that, Method has gone completely 3-0, 2-0 the entire way through this bracket, and Excel again only dropping that one game. So these guys very competitive. These are both former rosters from last season. This is Resonance versus Kaunos, basically, with Dan Sizzle being swapped out for Pondex here. So, which team makes it into RLCS here? Which one has to compete for it again in the lower bracket? Let's find out. It's Method in the blue and Excel in the orange here, getting our European play-in underway. Best of 5, first of 3 makes it into the Rocket League Championship Series.
This is probably the freshest team we see all day. They've been playing all morning, probably for the last 2 or 3 hours, give or take, depending on how their series have gone. A lot of teams now, when they get to their point, they have to kind of wait until we can see them on broadcast. So hopefully these guys should start us off on a really good note.
And it's funny because, you know, they have been playing for a few hours, but they've only... Neilsko gonna find a way through. His name's Nkook right now? I think
Nkook.
Gonna find a way and get the first goal here of Europe.
I mean, this was just prediction. He knew someone had to clear it out. Look at that, all 3 people from Method. He saw that mistake. At that point, just throw your body to the flames and see what happens.
And get that one through. And as you were saying, they have been playing all morning, but these guys have been playing the least amount possible, having all their series be sweeps, mostly.
That is true.
No extended 5-game series for any of these guys. I expect to see one here, though. They both want to repeat last year's success and making it into the championship series. Pondex, the newest addition to the roster here for Method, for Excel rather, excuse me. Taking the place of the popular streamer Dan Sizzle, who was a key part of the roster in Season 3, but did not help them find any success. Magnus over the top of the defense, off of a nice pass there from Alat's going to tie up the game.
I mean, you can watch the goalie just expecting Zensis to get a good touch, but Alata so quick for that. That's where speed really comes into play. That one time that you can react faster than somebody can easily put an entire defense just completely sitting there.
3:55 left to go. Both teams having scored roughly in the first minute. We're all tied up in game 1. Neilsko moving this one towards the box. Zensis will rotate back as Pondex up on the wall. He's going to look to carry this by himself. See if he can get it past a lot. He does get it past, but Metzanaris is there before Neilsko could move in. Zensis now trying to move out. Magnus with a read will put it into the orange box, and Neilsko has to get the save away. Bump onto Pondex, leaves him up in a cherry pick position. He'll actually get the goal for it as well. Well done by Pondex.
I need to rewatch this interaction. I know what happened, but I don't know what happened. It hit off Magnus still somehow? I don't know how either of those touches put it into net still. I don't know if anyone can recreate that, given all the time in the world, but that was pretty cool.
The kickoff, does it go in? It does. Look at this cheat up. Beautiful cheat up here from Neilsko, able to punish the boost grab.
And it's always a bit of a panic to cheat up. We've noticed that had gone past Neilsko, Pondex was going to have to make a risky save. Granted, he did put himself in a place to get ready for that. So clearly that was a planned tactic. Like, if I'm going to cheat, you just get boost and get back in net as quickly as possible. So he was ready to try and clear across if he needed to. But that is going to be a 2-goal lead right now.
Yeah, a very quick lead there by the Excel boys. Lot looks to drop this one down. Neilsko over to the side. Now Metzanaris in to try and take a shot. And Pondex who picks this up a lot off the top of him. Neilsko unable to make contact. The ball will remain in the orange for a moment before Zenz is able to move out. Magnus gets there first, and a lot with the follow-up onto the backboard. He'll look to set it up for Metzenaris. Gets it through the defense. Is anybody there? Here comes Magnus. Metzenaris in the middle again. He'll follow along off the clear from Nielskog. But Pondex dropping that back in the direction of his own net means the ball's back in the corner, and they're just going to have to keep on playing some defense here.
Right now, it feels that Method isn't as spread out as they could be. There's a couple of opportunities I've seen. He could have had a shot. Oh, my Pondex.
What? What? I was like, okay, that was really close, but it's going to bounce out. No, it bounces in. And Pondex, the monster goals so far this series.
How did he even read that pass? That hit at least 3 people heading out to Pondex, and somehow he manages to cross net actually perfectly, hitting as farthest of postest as he can, to the point where it barely bounces in.
And he scored that second goal after being bumped into enemy territory and then just managing to gain control and find an excellent angle. Here he does it again. Now up by 3. Excel well in control of game number 1. A lot will let this fall into his hood, and Magnus going to go up, but Zenzis now cleared away, and Pondex gets the final touch to put it back into the blue. Uncontested in this corner. Nielskog will let this one bounce around. Zenzis tries to zone it. That's an Arsenal lot now up on offense. Pondex will clear Magnus onto the back wall. Nielskog going to drop it in front of the net. Metzenaris going to be able to take a shot. Zenzis gets the block. And then gets it over the top of a lot, but scary situation there created by Nielskog not getting the best of clears. Metzenaris now, can he double tap this in? It's over the top. Magnus high on the backboard again. Zenzis will look to move it out. Good pressure starting to show up here at the end of, or the second half of game number 1 for Method, but still unable to really make much semblance of offense happen.
Pondex really trying to find a way into that cherry-picking position. The moment he goes up for any kind of clear, if it's a 50-50 or he doesn't get the hit he wants, he'll just continue going forward, give his teammates a target to pass to.
Magnus will be looking for a lot upfield, finds him, and he'll put it onto the backboard, but they'll need to have a third finisher here. They drop it in front of the net. It's open. Metzenaris takes the shot, but it is high, and Zenzis will get the clear away. Final minute of game 1. And that 3-goal deficit really haunting Method right now, as they are still unable to make the goals happen, even when the net is left wide open in front of them. Metzenaris now moving downfield. He's got Magnus in support on the far side. Zenzis will block the passing lane and clear it away. Has a shot towards the net. He'll put it in. What a move by Zenzis. Just blocks the passing lane and gets the immediate transition here.
We've seen a lot of shifty goals so far this game. And I don't want to take any credit from Excel, but there has been some interesting interactions so far. A 3-man pinch directly into your opponent's net. I think everyone can agree is one of those situations where you're like, I'm going to accept this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no to a free thing, but at the same time, that was weird.
Yeah, but at the same time, I also feel like Method has had a few decent opportunities presented to them as well, but been unable to get the shots on net.
Yes, definitely.
We just saw another one there where the last defender was moving into the corner and the ball was in front of a Method player and they were unable to score. So Zenzis will try to move it out here, but with the final countdown happening, down by 4, it's gonna be Excel taking game number 1. Gonna have to do it 2 more times. Be able to move into RLCS here in the upper bracket. Both teams, though, guaranteed at least a rival series berth.
Yep, I mean, so far the predictions on desk, 1 is already wrong. We had a 3-0, and we had a 3-1.
So technically the 3-1 could still happen.
The 3-1 could still happen, but that was a 5-1 victory. Excel really seemed to just have a lot of control. Look at how perfectly split those shots are. 2-2-2, really working together as a team. Zenzis, Pondex, and I don't know how he wants us to refer to him now.
Nkook.
Nkook. Did we establish if it was Kook officially?
I'm pretty sure it was Nielskog. It was Nielskog, somewhere like in between, you know.
A syllable that my mouth probably doesn't understand how to make.
Yeah, one of those syllables that Americans just like don't say very often, you know. So I think it's more kind of difficult. But he has his avatar there is an N and a K combined. So maybe he just wants to be NK. Nkook.
Okay.
What a kooky name.
Okay. I don't know. Method definitely seems like they have some warming up to do. I do think that was a very first game of the series for them. There were just a couple times they were just overcommitted. No one was back on defense. No one was retreating back in time. And not usually characteristic of them, as we know. Method is one of those teams that Magnus and Metz, fantastic. Magnus Magnus and Metz.
How do they work, man? I think one thing, if there's something that they could possibly exploit on the side of Excel, it looked like Pondex, and we've seen him on the Batmobile for quite a while, but he didn't seem to be comfortable dribbling. I saw a number of times that flat car where the ball would just go straight over the top, where he definitely thought he was going to make contact but didn't. And those sorts of misses is something you could easily abuse on the side of Method if they can just pay attention to when it's Method moving or when it's Pondex moving up in the one position. I've seen him miss a few cheat-ups on kickoffs. But game number 1 in favor of Excel. Method will look to tie it up here. As we get a pass to there, Zenzus a run onto the net. They're going to start off in the exact same place here, the breakaway. The last defender way off on the other side getting boost.
Don't know if I can attribute this to warming up still. Magnus really should not have come up to contest that. His teammate was so close, and there was still a lot of control from that player. He was still so close to the ball. You only want to contest, especially if you're last man, if you know for a fact that you have the space between the player and the ball to at least make something of it. You probably shouldn't have contested that.
Well, nice looking to clear away. Nielsko take a shot towards the net, a lot off to the side. Metz and Magnus in box. And Magnus moves out in the 2 position now. Trying to play that one through as a lot went for bumps. Metz now takes a shot and Pondex gets the save away. Zenzus with the clear, and they'll be back off on offense. A nice touch by a lot. Puts it over the top and back up onto the backboard. Metzenaris will be looking for Magnus in the midfield. He'll move up to try and take a shot, but both he and Nielsko miss. Zenzus will be able to get a clear out to midfield. Metz there. Nielsko now away. Taking turns. Alternating touches here. Here's an opportunity for 2 consecutive as a lot drops it for Magnus and Zenzus keeps it in the box. Metzenaris will shoot. A good play here by Magnus to force Zenzus to not get the clear and set up his team Metz.
Yeah, I love the creativity of that drop. A lot knew he couldn't get above it, so instead he smashes it into the ceiling, knowing he's going to bounce right back down. The defender and his teammate both kind of not really knowing how to deal with it, but just enough contact was made to set up the shot for that 3rd player coming in for Method.
Finally, we'll see Method break the scoring streak. Excel. I'll tie the game back up. Last game, we also saw a 1-1 score before Excel was able to run away with it. A lot in the corner. Magnus back in net. We'll slow it down. Wait for Metzenaris to get back behind so they have their full options. A good steal by Zenzus right off the top. And he'll continue to follow this one through. Get the demolition on the Metzenaris. Get the bump on the Magnus, and it's just open for Pondex to shoot.
These shots they're not terribly difficult for people of this caliber, but still able to make it when you need it. The kind of smoke screen going in Zenzus, then going in for Magnus, forcing that little bitty jump.
Yep.
All you have to do is get him off the ground. There's nothing they can do about it. Forcing the goalie in a tough spot.
Yeah, even if you don't bump him, even if you don't touch him, if you just force the goalie to make any sort of motion to avoid you, you've made it difficult for him to save the shot, and it pays off there for Excel. They've got the lead again here in game number 1. The question for me is, can Method tie it back up? Magnus in front of the net will take the shot, but Nielsko's right there, regrounded himself, gained control, and he'll get the clear as well. A lot having to play this one away. A nice shot by Magnus onto the backboard. Can they finish this off? It was just a bit high. Metzenaris was going to try and get a second shot there, but it's shut down by the Excel lineup here. They'll move the ball back into blue. Magnus with a clear back. Pondex touch in the middle. This is kind of for anybody, but it'll be Zenzus who's there first. Interrupting the passing lanes once more. Excel's been doing a great job of breaking up the offensive plays from Method. It's a big part of how they were able to get such a commanding victory in game number 1. Approaching halftime, still the 1-goal lead. Pondex to fall. Nielsko in to create more pressure, but the clears come through for Method. Metzenaris does not get the touch he wanted on the wall. It won't be Zenzus back. Magnus up, downfield. A lot giving chase, but falling back as he sees Pondex has it first. Play that one away. Pondex now to wrap this one around. Magnus doesn't make contact, and the lot's clear is less than ideal. He'll be able to get the second touch on a fake, and he'll fake out another one. Now just one in the back. It's Pondex. He's turned around backwards, and you know Nielsko's coming in. They're unable to get it out of the corner in time to make use of those clean plays by a lot.
Method really enjoys trying to send a player all the way up into their opponent's half to try and get the pass, but they're struggling to do it right now. I think Excel knows what you have to try and shut him down. So they just keep putting the pressure on, making them retreat back for boost, not giving them the confidence to come up for that cheat.
Metzenaris keeping that one grounded underneath Zenzus. They're doing a good job on the 1v1s in their own half, but struggling to get the ball quickly on the net. The demo and the bump a lot in, cannot make the shot, and now Zenzis will get the breakaway. That's such a heartbreaker for Method. They did everything right except for putting the ball in the net.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of high risk, high reward. Getting the demolition and then the bump on the second goalie, that's 100% yours. You've got full control of this pitch now. There's a single defender left and he was out in the box. He wasn't even in front of his net. But the shot was just a bit off target. Their accuracy is really, really taking a hit right now.
Yeah, a lot will be kicking himself over that one. Could have been a tie game, and now down by 2. And props to Zenzis to be able to immediately recognize that was a full commit on offense that cleared all the way down the field. Metzenaris with not a great touch, and a lot will whiff as well in the midfield. The pressure continues for Excel. This one wraps straight down, and Magnus will get the clear off to the side. Can a lot get this one out of the corner? He's been winning these 50-50s, but not this time. Zenzis will put it back into the box. And Magnus downfield, the pass into the middle. Metzenaris into the corner. In the final minute of game 2 rather. Down by 2. And a win here for Excel would put Method on match point. Method, a team that has not dropped a single game the entire bracket, dropped game 1 and is looking to drop game 2 right now. Next misses the midfield. Magnus waited patiently, but does not get a solid touch.
They just can't seem to find each other on the field right now.
Zenzis' shot, dangerous as it brought out 2 defenders. One after the other, but it took 2 defenders to block it. Now Pondek Nielskuk in. Magnus and a lot with an opportunity to get it past Pondex. This one will be in with 15 seconds remaining. They've got a chance to tie it up, but they're gonna have to work quickly and keep the ball in the air.
There's the hard counterattack, and Pondex left with pretty much a single option. He could have potentially shot it up, but he noticed it was a 2v1. Like, either shut it down now or I just get outplayed in about 3 seconds. Neither of those happened. They still got scored on, but either way, 15 seconds to keep this lead for them.
Yeah, it was a good move by the defender, realizing that the more time I give them, the more time they'll have to make the decision. If I just force them to make the decision, I have the best chance of shutting it down, but well played. And it's a 1-goal game. Can they keep this alive? They've got it in the corner. But that touch there by Nielskuk all the way out. Excellent clear. Excel 2 games in a row. Now the desk is wrong.
Now it's officially wrong.
And Method, 1 game away from being knocked to the lower bracket and having to play significantly more games to have another opportunity to get into the Rocket League Championship Series here. They're going to have to reverse sweep Excel if they want to do it. And the performance here has been fantastic from Excel, just controlling the pitch in every way. And I feel like Method's been winning a lot of 50-50s. They've been in the 1v1 department that we've seen consistently. Players like a lot being able to outplay 2 players and create a 1v2 in the back, but then the ball just gets lost in the corner and they're not able to capitalize on it before the players who got juked rotate back in. Yeah,
I mean, right now Excel's just trying to play quick because they know that they want to slow it down to get the passing plays. They know they want to try and take advantage of those 1v1 skills. You can't do that at full. It's so much more difficult to pull it off at full pace. I mean, just being able to set up for things, being able to control it, make sure you get it where you need. So instead, they're just going to we're just going to keep barreling down on you guys. We're just going to keep contesting everything. You're not going to be able to find each other. Notice how little Method was able to pass that game.
Yeah.
They kept just having to clear it out, kind of looking for each other. But then even if someone was cheating up or like waiting in the cherry pick position, there was such a big gap between the passer and the receiver that somebody from Excel was just going to get in the way. So they really just can't seem to find each other, which is usually what they thrive on as a team. They work very well cohesively with the passing plays to try and get the misdirections for the attacks. They just can't do it right now.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of pros talk about, blocking the passing lanes, getting in between players, and you're watching Excel do it so well right now. Not allowing Method to have any consecutive touches, and now Method with their backs against the wall in this series. They'll have to win 3 straight. Metzenaris a good start to get it past the first defender. There's that 1v1 skills we're talking about, but very well defended, sent away. Even though it was a double commit, the clear was so strong that it didn't matter. Nielskuk now over the top of Metz, down the field. Magnus will play it off the backboard and away as a lot rotates into goal. Nielskuk misses the ball in the midfield. Means Pondex has to move it around, but a lot of space there given by Method. Zenzis to Nielskuk. Shot towards net is wide. Magnus will get it clear. It's Metz and net. He moves out first, but Zenzis pass 2 in front of the net. This should be a clean shot, but a lot regrounds himself. Here's the follow-up, and Magnus gets the save, sending it away. A close one. Good pressure right now from Excel, but Method's holding on. They'll keep us scoreless here in the first minute.
You can see the pace already. They just keep contesting everything as fast as possible. The moment it seems like Method is just taking half a second breather to kind of, recollect themselves and think, someone there already from Excel there to contest something.
Magnus with the read off Metz's touch. Moves it down. Zenzis bringing it off the wall. Gets demolished, and there's Magnus down the field. Niels cooking net to play it to the side. Magnus will keep the pressure on down into the box, and Malat just pops it high over, or Pondex pops it over a lot rather, and now an empty backfield. Magnus rotates around from the side. He'll be able to shoot it down. Metznaris sits in net. Dangerous 1v2 situation. Pondex airborne. Goes for the solo play and goes wide. Skok now down. Zenzis in the corner with a lot. 50-50 goes in Excel's favor. Oh dear, Metznaris, what are you doing, bud? Just gives him the first goal here.
I hurt so much for everyone right now. That's
man.
So many, I can't tell which of those things they meant to do. I look like somebody didn't mean to double jump, somebody meant to boost, somebody meant to get it.
That's a painful own goal right there, because you know, like, it wasn't even an impressive own goal. He had a lot of time to think about it and just kind of bops it into the net. To pick up on the terminology from yesterday.
Yeah, bop it.
And now Excel, they've got the goal they need. They didn't earn it. They were gifted it on a platter by a method, but they've got the goal they need. This could be all that they need to make it into RLCS. They've got to hold on to the scoreline. And knowing them, given the scorelines we've been having, they'll probably put a few more in.
That bounce did not go in their favor. This could be really rough.
Oh, Magnus is up, but he misses off the backboard, expecting the touches to come through from Excel. Now Nielskog over the top of one. This will fall in front of Metz. And he'll get demoed by Pondex. Move it back out. Magnus down to the corner. Zenzis is there, takes a shot. Metznaris with the block. Magnus in to rotate. He'll look for Metznaris up in the cherry pick. He's got the pass towards a lot. Can they complete this play? The shot from a lot, it goes in. Look at this team play, all up in the air. Beautiful stuff to tie the game.
This was really clean. Metz all the way out to a lot. At this point, he knows he's not going to have a lot of pace, but put it on target. Zenzis wasn't ready.
Yeah.
He was even kind of sitting, waiting for it, and he still didn't react. Maybe the angle, he couldn't tell the ball was coming directly down at him or towards the net. But well played by Method to tie this up.
Well, a bit of conditioning possibly here. That's a lot has been missing pretty consistently the entire series. Finally finds the upper 90. And it goes undefended to tie the game in game 3. Very important goal for Method. They have to win here. Sends us in the air to follow this one through. A lot is airborne. Sends it to the corner. Excellent clear. Zenza's trapped in the net right now. But the ball stays glued to this blue wall. Now Zenzis into the box. Magnus with a clear. Pondex and Nielskog to rotate back. Try to keep the attack going. 1:40 left on the clock here. Slow third game. Magnus down the field. Metz lurking in the orange. He'll rotate. While Magnus and a lot to go airborne. But the backboard defense comes through. Ball spending time here in the orange. A lot with another opportunity. He misses on top of the wall. Zenzis in the air, just a few whiffs in the past minute or so, making positioning difficult for all the players. Magnus to try and drop it through, but again, that crossbar. It's been haunting Method the entire series. It seems like every really decent opportunity they've had to score has gone high of the net. Now Pondex, it's up to Metznaris. He's the last defender back. Everyone else having to fly back onto defense. This one comes through. Nielskog over the top, puts it in, and Excel just in the final minute. They've got the lead. They hold on to this. They qualify for the championship.
You watch Method try and make themselves take these tight, crazy angles, and then Excel just a bounce off the corner pass. Like that is your Rocket League 101 passing. Smash it in the corner. But how quickly the player was there to take the shot, cut off any defender from being able to slice that. And now up a single goal with 45 seconds left.
A lot to send it down. 40 seconds is plenty of time to tie up this game. But Method's really been struggling to score every series. I feel like they haven't gotten more than 1 or 2 goals a game, and this one bouncing in front.
No
Pondex
way!
there to finish the wraparound just behind the defenders, and it's the 2-goal lead.
Watch this read. Magnus read like a book. Nielskog nearly put it on target as well, and Pondex following it through. Everyone from Method panicking to try and get that save. 2 goals up now with 30 seconds, Excel is showing us something we were not expecting.
And panic has been the way to describe the defense of Method. Every play, they've been on their back heels, moving backwards. Even that first goal happening on just missed touches and a complete own goal from Metzenaris. And now with 17 seconds left, Metzenaris and a lot have an opportunity to get the first goal, but they'd have to score immediately to have any time to rebound here and get the equalizer. Got to put this in and get a kickoff goal. Pondex is up a lot there, but Neil Skog will slam the door on the dreams of the upper bracket. Method to drop it here to Excel. 3 games flat, and Excel qualifies for the championship series.
I mean, the biggest thing to note is that was just a 3-0 sweep from Excel. You even heard it on the desk. They thought it would be a 3-0, 3-1 in favor of Method, and they weren't able to get much at all. They
Not
weren't
at all.
I mean, the first game they lost, what, 5-1?
I think the second game was 1-2, 1-3.
And I have to say, dude, some of the goals in that first game were some of the weirdest things I've seen in my entire casting career. Some of those interactions were pretty wild. Definitely go back and check it out if you did not catch it for the first game of the series. But incredibly played by Excel. They were playing so fast, some of the fastest I've seen in a while.
I felt like the difference here really was, in many ways, the defense. We see very, very even shots, even kind of even saves here. In most of the games, they had pretty even trades, but it was just the effectiveness of Excel on offense, the reads we were talking about, and Pondex just always being there to finish it off. And then Method, it's just got to be a heartbreaker when you're conceding the goals on the defense, when you're putting in the own goals yourself.
Yeah.
And we talked about the first game jitters. Like, maybe it's just first game jitters. Nope. Excel had their number the entire series.
I think it was the first series jitters.
Yeah, first series jitters.
I mean, there was plenty of shots they really should have had. Those games could have easily been a lot closer. If anything, maybe even going into overtime, giving them potentially the edge under pressure. But they just struggled a bit, and hopefully in the lower bracket they'll be able to gather themselves up and play a bit better.
Yeah, hopefully, but for Excel, well done qualifying for the championship series. Only dropping 1 game through this entire qualifier to get there, looking like a top caliber team. Cannot wait to see how they play in league play. We'll get to see a lot more of them throughout this season. But for now, let's head back to the desk.
Thanks, guys. Nice job, Excel. A 3-0 sweep over Method. I certainly was not expecting it, but they secure their spot in the league play for the RLCS European region. What a showing from them, and doing it in the form of a sweep. Let's take a look at the Mobile One high performance replay there. Gibbs and James, talk to me about that series, guys.
Like, Excel just came out swinging, and Method had no answer. Method seemed frustrated. They would send all 3 on offense multiple times, could not capitalize, and just counter goal after counter goal came from Excel.
Yeah.
Zenzis really stepped up, I thought, this entire series. 4 goals with 5 assists, played out of his mind.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to perform so well. I was thinking Pondex or Niels would be the ones to step up. Really, all of them played very well. And to me, I feel like the point that it was just over for Method was when a lot just nailed a wide open chance off the crossbar and they immediately got scored.
Yeah, that was a really tough angle for him. He had to come across the ball, but he just could not capitalize. Right here, we see it. And Zenzis, just a free goal for them, but that's what they were doing the entire series. Excel was just waiting for that counterattack. Method would send all 3 multiple times. And then, of course, the Mets, own goal. They did battle back in that game a bit, but it's really tough when you give up a free goal to win it.
Yeah, and even just right there, it was a perfect example of Zen just hustling, getting to that ball first. I felt like Excel, they were just wanted it more. They were playing lights out and then just hustling to every single ball. So Excel, I was wrong about them. Previously Kaunos for the most part, they don't look like the Kaunos of last season. I feel like picking up Pondex has really changed their dynamic.
And Method has been so strong lately, it seems like, especially Metz and Magnus in the 2v2 scene, just doing a lot of great things. They are knocked down to the lower bracket, but I certainly don't think they're going to be out of it by any stretch. Still a very strong team. Tell me about your expectations. What does Method need to kind of focus on to bring it back in the lower bracket?
There's something about the RLCS and Method that just doesn't seem to work. They barely snuck into the playoffs last time as the 6th seed, and Excel is a combination of those 2 teams they beat out. But for some reason, Method in the RLCS stage just can't figure it out. They have a long break now. It's going to be a while. They do have 1 lower bracket game that we won't see, so hopefully they win that. And then for matches 7 and 8, whichever one they get, they should be able to battle back, and I think they will make it. They are a hot team coming into this, and they have to know that and have confidence. Just a little less aggression. I felt like their 3rd guy was trying to challenge a little too soon on a lot of these plays and leaving wide open nets. And in Europe, you don't want to give up free goals. And they gave up a lot of free goals in this series, so they got to just settle down a bit, make the other team work for those goals more.
Yeah, there's a few demoralizing plays they had that it could tell just was affecting how they played. But we saw yesterday in our first series of North America, FlyQuest took down Renegades, but Renegades ended up making it through regardless. So Method is going to try to stick to that script.
And a little bit of an upset, right? We had the 6 seed in Excel over the 3 seed in Method, so that's pretty interesting. Also, guys, we understand the importance of numbers and data for these guys. Do you think Excel uses a lot of spreadsheets to crunch their
You and Waypoint
numbers?
need to just pack your bags.
That
and
was a
leave.
good one. James,
That
was
wasn't.
not.
I wasn't
Come
even
on.
thinking about it.
You
I
got
actually
it,
had to think,
kids.
which is weird because I use Excel like all the time, but it was good.
You know what they almost made their team name? Excel Toss. Right? Because that's my
All
handle.
right,
Axel
so
Toss.
can we just do one series today?
Okay, all right. Because my
done.
handle's Axel
I'll
Toss.
see you later,
Get it?
kids.
It's
Oh
Excel
no,
Toss.
you know Gambit,
Okay.
superhero. You know, all right.
James, stick around. We got more matches coming your way. 7 matches to go. Coming up next, it's Gale Force Esports going up against Aeriality. You're watching the play-in qualifiers for RLCS European Group Play. We'll be right back.